1953. I ain't never been out.
How old were you when you came here?
16, going on 17.
You were just a teenager.
Right, right.
How old are you now?
83.
Do you want to get out of here?
Definitely. Man, I've been here all my life, ever since I was a kid.
Do you have any people outside?
No, all of them died.
Do you get visitors?
No,
If they ever let you out, are you a danger?
What's up, my PBM family? What's up? Another episode of Old School Cop. I got my boy Shane riding shotgun. I want y'all to take a look at this video, right? And in the comments, tell me what you think. You see this older gentleman. He's 83 years old. He was locked up since the age of 16. I got mixed feelings about it. That's why I'm coming to you guys to tell me what you think and how you feel about it. My boy Shane tried to look it up to see exactly what it is, what kind of violations that or kind of crime he committed. And I'm just going to say murder because I was reading some of the comments and someone said he did get arrested for murder, and that's why he had life sentence. And back in the I think it was 53. You said, right, Shane?
Yep, 1953.
Yeah, 53. Life for life is a lot of what was going on back then. So you killed somebody, you get charged for murder, and you would get life in prison. But he was 16 when it happened. Now he was 83 at that time. What you said he died, right, Shane?
Yeah, he died in 2020 of natural causes. He died in 2020, which is just amazing to me that, back in the 50s and 60s and 40s, a lot of things were weaponized against Black people, especially Black men. So, I couldn't find the records. I don't know the whole details around the situation, if it is murder. But after some time, a person should be rehabilitated and work through that situation. I mean, if you went to jail for, let's say, 40 years, this guy went to jail from 16 to 83. You're talking about 70-something years in jail. I believe after a time like that, a person got to be rehabilitated. But you also got to look at it also at his age. There's nobody around for him. Who he's going to go out to at 83? So I think that maybe to a certain extent, justice was served, but then to a certain extent, it wasn't. When does a person redeem themselves after a time? So that's just some food for thought.
Yeah, and I agree with you. So let me play a little devil's advocate with you. If this guy killed your family, because we've seen in court so many times being cops where the family, they have a lot to say during sentencing, and it's a huge loss. Now this person, right, this man who's now passed has killed someone in your family. Do you feel that you can, after many years in prison, will be okay with him being released?
Well, my personal opinion, I think after a while, for me, the hurt and pain would dissipate. Being former law enforcement, I believe was just, it was due, was supposed to be due to a person. But I think after so many years, does a person redeem themselves? I'm not saying let him out to 10 years, 15 years. Let's say he did 40 years or 45 years. And maybe at that time, at 16, he wasn't fully developed, wasn't using his brain properly, could have been a wrong association or bad association associated with that. We don't know the circumstances around it. But after some time, a person should be able to redeem themselves. But then you have other people on the other side that say, hey, you killed my family member, you got to die also, and they will not have any relief until that person is gone. But for me personally, after a while, the pain will be there, but as time heals things, and I believe time heals all things. So I guess it'll be dependent upon the person, like you said, or upon the family. Again, some families will say, you killed my family member, you got to go. Others will say after a time, person may earn repentance. Me looking at this guy right now at 83, I couldn't find in my heart to continue to keep him that way. I believe he paid his debt. That's my personal opinion.
No, I can agree with that. I can see why you said that, because you got to think about it, right? Corrections, right? When you send somebody to prison, you know, there's a lot of factors why we send somebody to prison. One of the factors is that would help me kind of 100% agree with you is we remove them out of society because they have shown their actions as a threat to society, right? This
Right.
man, when you look at his condition, he's older. You know, he was 16. There should be some factors that we do take in a play when we start talking about releasing him. And I think, like you said, man, like he was 16, now he's 80. Like, when is it? When is enough as far as did he pay his debt to society? You know, as long as, you know, you're talking about somebody did everything they can as far as being a model citizen, took all the programs, whatever issues he had at 16, does he still hold those same issues, what, at 80 years old? I think, you know, I can rock with releasing the man. I really do. At that age, no longer a threat to society. So what are we doing now? Like, what are we accomplishing by keeping him here? His debt
Excellent point.
has been
That's an
paid,
excellent point.
right? His debt has what wouldn't you say his debt has been paid?
Right. Yes, definitely, definitely. And if you know, some of our viewers, if you know believe in the Bible, if some of you are some Christians, we know that the Bible also said eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand. But at the same time, if someone was to hurt somebody and they ran to the so-called city of refuge, they have a chance to redeem themselves. They had to sit in that city for a certain amount of time, I think, until one of the loved ones of hurt ones had passed away, and then they were able to be let out. So, as you mentioned, hey, when does a person redeem themselves? At 70 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old? You know, there's a lot of facts that went into it. And me personally, I can't see myself, a person who's 75 or 80 years old as my dad is, still be a threat to society when something was done over 50 years ago. It'd be hard for me to still hold that man accountable.
So my PBM family, listen, I need you guys' help. I want y'all to comment on this. Tell me what you think. Tell me your feedback, and keep supporting. Make sure you share, like, and continue to follow. And I'll see you at the next video.